ready for your close-up?
You ready to be a co-host today?
Superstar Bella. Hello, my name is Katie and welcome to my channel, Duck Potato's World of Wonderful Fiber Arts. And I am here today with my favorite co-host, my mom, Mandy, Nana Spice.
Nana Spice on Ravelry, yes.
Yep, I am Mrs. Duck Potato. You can find me on Ravelry as Mrs. Duck Potato. Instagram, I think I'm Katie Brohard there. Where else am I Duck Potato?
Instagram.
Oh, YouTube, Mrs. Duck Potato. I don't know. Most places I'm Mrs. Duck Potato, and when I'm not Mrs. Duck Potato, I'm Katie Brohard. So one of those two should find me. I can't suddenly remember my social media because, you know, memory's not my forte, apparently. But we want to welcome all of our viewers, all of my new viewers. I'm glad you found us. I hope you have fun with us today. And my returning viewers, thank you for coming back. I appreciate you. And yeah, that's the welcoming.
All right, well, let's get this show on the road.
Okay, so are we wearing anything knit today?
I'm not.
I'm not either. I was wearing a knit sweater earlier because my thermostat, my internal personal human thermostat, does not work. And so I am randomly hot and cold without any rhyme or reason. So even though it's like 80 today, I was cold all this morning. And then in the middle of church, I got really hot and I've been hot ever since. So we're not currently wearing any knits.
I'm fortunately past all that. So I stay pretty steady most of the time.
There's no rhyme or reason to it. There was Wednesday, I got randomly cold. And I was wearing like this khaki dress and these green leggings. And I just grabbed the first thing I found, which was my husband's old Bass Pro Shop hoodie, and pulled it on. And I wore it all day. And I showed up to church in choir, and my friends are like, is this like new emo grunge, Katie? Like, what's going on? And I was like, huh? And I looked down at what I was wearing. I was like, oh, this is my thermostat doesn't work. And Katie grabbed the first sweater she found, and this was what it was.
That's funny.
So I made everybody concerned about my mental health on Wednesday because I was dressed like a teenager.
No. Now, at work, we're always freezing at work.
Well, it's a hospital.
It's just, yeah, it's just, well, we keep plenty of jackets.
Well, yeah. So there's just no, like it was not cold on Wednesday here. It was in the 80s. But for some reason, I was cold all day long. And then it could be, you know, in the 80s and I could be hot and everyone's hot. So it's not that odd. Or it could be 60 and I'm burning up.
Except for the neonatal intensive care unit.
Is it warm?
They keep that nice and toasty warm all the time because those wee babies down there need to keep their temperature stable. So if I get too cold, I just take a walk down there and see what's going on in the NICU.
That's the advantages of being charged, right? You can go supervise somewhere else for a minute. All right, so, but I do have some things to show you that are finished. I have a few finished objects. So I'll show you this one. I scrambled to finish this so that I could give it to my niece and nephew when I was in Houston last week. Obviously, that didn't happen. It did not make it to Houston. I just flat out forgot it. So since they didn't get to open their Easter present, we'll open their Easter present here and I'll show you what I made them. And then I'll take it back. My son has picked a college. He's going to be a Houston Christian University Husky. So we will be back in the Houston area in May.
I'll say otherwise I'm going to go down sometime in May for Haley's birthday. So
okay. We're going down May 16th is his pre-registration. So I'll probably just bring it then. We're going to stay with them even that weekend.
Oh, so yeah.
But,
convenient.
Yep. So they're not getting it in time for Easter, but that's my bad. But this is what I made for them. This is the all-in-one turtle by Chris. I don't remember the last name. Let me look. I wrote it down. Chris Wall by Chris Wall. The all-in-one turtle by Chris Wall. So I guess they were at some kind of festival, and Haley, my niece, who is six.
She'll be 7 May 3rd.
She found a crocheted turtle that she wanted, and my sister-in-law was like, Katie, come like that, put it back. So she's texted me a picture. I'm like, can you make this? I was like, I can make something similar. So she wanted it in magenta and teal. And then I thought, well, if I'm going to make something for Haley, I have to make something for her brother, Nolan.
Oh,
so
cute.
This is the all-in-one stegosaur, also by Chris Wall, but I modified this pattern. I added a tail. The pattern does not have a tail, but I thought he needed a tail.
Because stegosaur has a tail, doesn't he?
Right? Yeah, he does. So, I mean, his tail, I think, has spikes on it. It's not, you know, it's not exactly perfect, but it's close enough. And then I had a little extra yarn, so I made another turtle for Haley, so she has 2. I thought about making another stegosaur for Nolan, but I didn't get around to it.
That's okay.
This one's got like a little Look, one is an innie and one is an outie on the top of their shelf.
Oh, and there's a book in here too.
Yes, you pull that out. I'll talk about that. So an apologist that I really enjoy, her name is Melissa Doherty. And for the most part, her content is geared towards adults, but she has co-written her first children's book. I think she and her family wrote it in conjunction with Brave Books.
Okay.
And so I bought one for all of my nieces and nephews for Easter this year.
Oh,
so I sent one to Becca and Remy in Salem.
Okay.
And I sent one to James's sister Marianne and to her kids, whose names for some reason I am drawing.
Audra.
Thank you, Audrey and Ethan. I know the names of my nieces and nephews, I swear. And then this one I had sent to me because I wanted to read it. And I was going to read it and then I was going to send it to Haley and Nolan because I was driving down there before Easter, but I forgot to
They will love
bring
it.
So they'll get it after Easter. But yeah, it's called The Day That Made the Way, and it's a really simple allegory about Easter.
Awesome.
And it's very cute and beautifully illustrated. So if you have young children in your life, I highly recommend it. Even if Easter's over, because it will probably be over by the time you guys are watching this.
But the story of Easter's never over.
Never. We celebrate it every week, every Sunday. So anyways, these are crocheted out of Yarn Bee, All Occasion. I wrote it down.
What you get at Hobby Lobby?
You get it at Hobby Lobby. Cozy Occasion. Yarn Bee, Cozy Occasion in magenta, deep sage, and teal. Magenta was the other
They
turtle.
feel really nice. If nothing else, you're going to love just holding this.
Yeah, they're soft.
Yeah, they are.
There. Stick his belly button back in up there.
There's no eyes. But
No.
that's okay. They fall off. And then you've got to either glue them back on or sew them back on, and Heidi does neither.
Yeah. And
So guess where they would be coming to be glued or sewed back on?
Well, and I thought about making like French knot eyes, but by the time that idea occurred to me, I'd already finished the first turtle with no eyes, and I thought it would be weird to have half of them with eyes and half of them not.
Cute bag, too.
Yeah, that bag, Jennifer Cooley was at a yard sale. You know her in the yard sales.
Oh, my
And they had a
goodness.
whole bunch of these bags. I think these are like the Amazon gift wrap if you have Amazon gift wrap.
Oh, yeah, that's where
They had like a pile of them, and she just grabbed them for like 50 cents, and I was like, can I have one? And she was like, sure.
I'll let you fix the bows back on it
I'll tie them
later.
So anyway, that was my niece and nephew's Easter present that didn't make it to their house in time for Easter, and instead will be their May present when I go back in May. But I did finish those. Those were kind of a squirrel. Didn't plan on doing that. But when your niece says, Auntie Katie, please, you say, of course, darling. It's the advantage of being, my nieces. And then I have lots of these made, not all. I needed to make 7 pairs of socks. My friend's daughter is getting married, and I offered to make socks for the bridesmaids as their gift from the bride.
Hand knit, sort of.
So I was wanting to have,
home
they're
knit, home knit
hand
socks.
crates. I did make them on my sock machine, but each bride or bridesmaid will have a pair, and then I'm making 2 extra pair because they didn't ask for a pair for the bride or the mother of the bride.
Okay.
But I wanted to make them. So I have all but one of the bridesmaids done, and I haven't finished the bride or the mother of the bride yet, but I will get them done. Originally, my plan was to do it during spring break, but then my surgery got scheduled, so I was trying to get them all done before. But they're all, a little different. I have them packaged up really cute like this.
Oh, yeah.
So I have 4 pair made so far. I need to do 1 more bridesmaid and then the bride and the mother of the bride. So I've got 3 more pair to do. Worst case scenario, if I don't get Ashley's and Ellie's done in time, as long as the bridesmaids are done, they weren't expecting to have ones for them anyway.
True.
And I can get them to them later, but I think I can get them done before the wedding. It's in early April. So we'll just see. That's on my to-do list of finished objects. What else have I finished? Oh, this is fun. I finished all of my towels. So I showed you guys last month.
We have been following the saga of Katie's woven towels.
I showed you the giant, what's called your gray cloth. So gray cloth is what you take right off the loom before you wash it and cut it apart and seam it and do anything with it. Okay. So now the towels have been washed, dried, cut apart, and seamed. And Mom, you get to pick 2 because 2 of these are your very late Christmas present.
Yay!
And then I also made a trivet or a pot holder, whatever you want to call it, out of my leftover warp, and that's for you too.
These are nice size little towels.
Yeah, just hand towels. And I have a set of 4 I keep in my bathroom, but you can put them in your kitchen or your bathroom. They're made out of kobu, which is a bamboo and cotton blend, I believe. So I don't know how terribly absorbent they'll be.
I like this one.
That one is the basket weave. There's a little thread on there. So this is one, the basket weave one.
Okay.
And they really like their wrinkles, man. When you fold them, they keep their
shape.
their shape and their lines. So if you really want to unfold them, you'll have to iron them.
All right. Well, I'll take these two here.
Okay. Well, there you go. So this one, she took the basket weave and she took the rib weave. So there you go.
Thank you so
I'm
much.
glad I let you pick because I would have picked differently.
Oh, well.
And the pot holder to go with
If I wouldn't have known the difference, I would have liked them just as much. It wouldn't have mattered.
I already gave, so you're only getting to see 4 because the other 2 I already gave to my stepmom, Jossie, when I was down there a couple of weeks ago. I remembered hers and Dad's belated Christmas presents, but I forgot the kids' Easter presents. Can't remember everything, apparently. But yep, so there's those. Those are finished. Those were fun to make. And then I finished my rug hooking project because I don't do enough crafts. But I made this. It's just a trivet. It's nothing exciting or special, but I had a lot of fun learning to rug hook making it, and I'm actually going to make another one just because I enjoyed the rug hooking. Mm-hmm. I only rug hook when I'm up at the league during the rug hooking time. I don't have any of the supplies to rug hook at home, so I don't finish them very quickly. It's just glued on there.
So it's just felt on the back?
Yep, just a piece of wool felt.
Wool felt.
Yeah. Okay. And all this is just, it's all recycled and reclaimed wool.
It's a nice size trivet, actually.
Yep, I made it. It was actually, I added all of this color around the edge. I added bigger than the pattern because I like big trivets. Because we're a big family, so all of our casserole dishes and pots and things are big.
Yeah.
So I made that one. I showed you the one my son Judah made with me. He was one and done. He was like, yeah, that's not for me. But he finished it, which is, I mean, he's a 12-year-old boy, so I thought that was pretty good. And let's see, is that all my... Yes, that's all my finished objects. You didn't bring any to show, did you?
I didn't. I just didn't really want to... I don't have... First of all, I don't have any finished objects.
I didn't have very many last month.
I guess I could have brought my blanket of knowledge that I finished, actually. That would have been nice to see, because mine's the Serenity colorway, which is totally different than anything you
Yeah,
did.
very different from mine.
So I apologize. I can send her a picture that she can post if you want to see it.
Do you have a picture
on my phone?
On your phone right now?
I do.
Then I'll put a picture in when I edit.
So it was just the Hot Springs Fiber Company, and it went from May of 2024 to May of 2025, but I didn't finish it until January of 2026. And
yarn does not go bad.
And it was the Serenity colorway, and it's very beautiful. I love it.
All right.
I was going to give it away, and I finished it and decided to keep it.
Hey, man, you made it. You paid for it. You get to decide what to do with it. All right, that brings me to WIPs. So I have not done any work on Joseph's Cabin in the Woods crocheted blanket of knowledge from when I showed it to you, last time I showed it to you. I haven't touched it, so I didn't bring it to show because there's nothing new. I haven't done any work on the wedding veil.
Oh my goodness, Katie.
I'm really planning to just focus on that over the summer. I mean, the wedding's not till October. Yeah. If that's like all I do all summer, I should still be able to finish it.
Maybe while you're resting the next couple of weeks.
There's no way. It's not gonna, I cannot work on it while we are in school. That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
Because I have to do it in the morning when my eyes are not tired and so I can see the tiny yarn and I have lots of light, and that just does not happen while we are in school. So I'm really just kind of letting it wait till summer, and I will really focus on it. It's going to be my main focus for June, July, and August. And I really think I can get it done by then. It's already really big, so even if I don't quite make it all the way till the end, Victoria's 5 foot nothing, I think. 5'1".
She's not very big.
I'm pretty comfortable with, like, even right now, if this was all I ever got done, I could probably bind it off and it would be plenty big enough for her to wear as a veil. But I am not stressed about that. I think I will be able to get that done this summer when I have better time to work on it. But I'm not showing it to you because there's nothing to show. My doodler, which only needs like a few rows to be done. I haven't worked on that either. That was my February focus. I'm focused on that Cabin in the Woods blanket in January. Didn't finish it either. I'm not going to show it to you because it looks exactly the same as I showed it to you last month. Hopefully I'll finish it this month and show it to you. It only needs a few rows. But the rows are like 300 stitches. So I'm just sort of like, I have like a 4-week tolerance. After 4 weeks of focusing on a project, I'm just ready to move on. Whether or not I'm done, apparently.
Darn that ADD.
Yeah. Do I have something to actually show you that I've made progress on? I do. Okay, my sideways. That is what I was focusing on this month. Sorry, Mom.
It's okay.
I have progress on this. So I was wanting to have this done in time to wear for St. Patrick's Day, but that did not happen.
Didn't happen.
It's the story of my life. Doesn't happen. So what happened with this one was I finished the back and I blocked it, and I already had like a third of the front done. But when I blocked the back, I realized it was nowhere near big enough. So I had to pull out my bind off and add like 3 or 4 inches, and then I had to totally frog the front and make it bigger all around. So that's why it's not done. If it had fit me right to begin with, I could have finished it in the time frame I had planned.
Now this is the top, right? That you knit like in a square.
Yes, you knit 2 blocks, and this is the front version.
So pretty.
And I can show you the back is done.
I love this fiber that you're using.
Yeah, this is Queensland collection. I think it's discontinued.
They're all most of Queensland things are discontinued, but they really had some nice stuff.
Yeah, Queensland collection, United Foursome, colorway 1, Fraser Island, and it was originally the yarn was just 4 blocks of color, and I went through and cut the individual blocks out so I could stripe.
Oh, is this just fingering weight or is it lace?
It's lace weight.
Lace weight, yeah.
So this is the back.
Light.
This was mostly done. You can see it's all been blocked except for this little bit that I added back here. I think I was about this far, so I added about 3 inches to it. So I took this out from last time you saw it, added this, completely frogged what was done on this, and then knit all of that. So it has a ton of progress. It's just not quite done yet. But it'll be done in time to wear for next St. Patrick's Day. And I'm just going to throw it over like a tank top or like this dress I'm wearing right now. It's actually a denim dress. You can't see the denim because I just threw this little shirt over the top of it. But I like to throw things over the top of this denim dress because I don't like the top of the dress very much. But I like the skirt.
Yeah, but no, this would be really cute just over a skirt and like you said, a tank top.
Or a tank top,
and then just put this over the top of it. Oh.
So it has an asymmetrical front.
I don't think I have any lace weight in my stash, but I like the concept of this.
Yeah, it's very simple. And it was easy enough to modify once I figured out what I needed to do to make it fit me a little better. I can't wear things that are the same size in the front and the back. I just can't. Supposedly that works for lots of people, but no matter what happens, if I make something that way, like a lot of raglans are written that way, I wind up with so much room in the back, my mom could stick her head up and we could be the 2-headed person, and no room in the front. So I have to modify. I usually make literally 2 sizes smaller for the back than I make for the front.
Yeah.
But you know what? That little modification most of the time fixes the problem. So
okay. Now
that I know to do that, that's what I do. So that has gotten lots of progress. What else have I worked on? I should tell you, I don't have any progress on weaving with Bellatrix. So if you're following the Weave with B, or what Created to Be, whatever I named that playlist, that's me on my two shaft floor loom. I don't have any progress on that yet. That's another thing I plan to work on this summer. I just need to weave. I mean, the loom has been dressed. I just need to go sit down and weave the scarf, which is not going to take that long. I just haven't had time to get over there and do it. All these kids keep me running around doing their stuff. I do a lot of things for me too, in all fairness. Let's see, what else am I working on? Oh, my pick and mix, Cal. My crochet along with Ladybird Loves.
Yes.
I am all caught up to date on that. So tomorrow, we're filming this on Sunday. So you guys will hopefully see this on April 1st if I get it edited today, because I have to leave tonight for my surgery on Monday. If I don't get it edited today, you guys might not see it till the 4th or the 5th, just depending on how I feel after everything later. But I have, you want to hold those for me?
Sure.
I am all caught up, and I have seamed the first so many weeks. So I'll show you. So the last time I showed it to you, I had it seamed. We were doing a wool-less, yarn-less join where I just crocheted the individual triangles together without any yarn. And I did not like the way that was looking, so I've gone back and taken that out and actually just used my border color to do a slip stitch seam, and I like that a lot better.
Oh yeah, that looks
so
nicer.
All of the triangles are done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and seamed for the first 9 weeks. And there's 2. I don't know how we're going to join the 2 separate parts in the end, but there's 2 separate parts. So those are done. And then the way I'm seaming up my triangles, I'm not going to be able to join again until I've gotten through about week 25. Because I'm going to make 3 triangles like this and seam them each individually. So I'll have one here and like one here, or, you know, however it's going to go. It's going to go like here kind of.
Oh.
And then
like
there'll
halfway?
be like, and then there'll be like a third one here, and then I'll just have this little triangle thing to put all 3 of them together in the middle.
Okay.
So I've worked it out. But anyway, because of the way I'm doing it, and we're doing our weeks right across, but I'm not seaming it that way, it'll be a while before I seam anything back together again. But I do have all the current triangles done. And we are really liking to repeat. So these are the next 3 weeks. So that's 9, and this is 10, 11, and 12.
And then these are just repeats of those, right?
Yeah. Yep. So the Tunisian one was really interesting. Not really sure what I think about that, but I did it.
I have my Texas flag done. I just need
Do
to seam.
you?
I need to seam it together and then do a duplicate stitch star on the blue part. And I did it all Tunisian
Okay, when you
crochet.
finish that, we need to get together, and you need to bring it so I can show it. That'll be really neat.
Like Katie, I am not a very skilled crocheter, but I have again taken
Tell you
it
what,
up.
I'm
and
learning.
I found a pattern for a Texas flag baby blanket. Actually, it's the size of a baby crib. And I've done that, and I've got all my pieces made. I've got the solid blue, and I've got the red and the white. And so I just need to put them together and then put the star on the blue, which will be done in duplicate stitch or cross stitch. They cross stitch it using the Tunisian squares
Yeah.
as your squares.
Like that little bit in there, in between those bars.
Yep, that's how I think it looks, yeah.
Cool. So this is that was my first ever foray into Tunisian anything. And it's actually, Tunisian crochet is not.
It flows. I mean,
Yeah.
it flows pretty good. It's not that hard. I mean, there's more complicated stitches.
Well, the basics, the simple.
But the basic, yeah, that right there it's just the basic.
Wasn't that big a deal.
I bought a Tunisian crochet hook set from Clover, I think. It's the bamboo hooks with the cables. Mm-hmm. And
So is there a hook at both ends?
no, not on mine. I have
Okay.
a little stopper that I screw into the other end.
Okay. Because you don't turn your work ever. You go down and then you go right back
Then
again.
you go back, yes.
And you're always looking at the right side of your work, so I guess you wouldn't need a hook on the other
No,
end.
I just put that little stopper thing on it.
There you go. Well, that is the crochet along with Ladybird Loves. If you are interested in joining that, you can go check out her YouTube channel. We've already started, but you could join anytime, and she will send you the links, and you can hop right in and do it. I definitely am learning a lot about crochet. One thing I'm learning is I don't like triangles. I would much rather do a granny square, which I've done tons of, or even a hexagon, which I've done quite a few of. I'm not totally digging the triangle thing, but it's excellent for learning, because I am learning all kinds of things, trying to figure out how to make these things into triangles. So if your goal is education, and it is still fun, don't get me wrong. I just, next time I decide to do a crochet along, I probably won't pick one if they're making a million triangles. Especially if all the triangles are a different stitch, and therefore my gauge is a little different, and I'm constantly having to rework my numbers. That's what I don't really like about it. Like, once I get the first triangle figured out, the second triangle is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But sometimes the first triangle is easy, and I do one triangle, I'm like, oh, that's the right size. And sometimes I do 7. And then I'm not quite, by the time I'm at the 7th triangle, I'm not really liking it
Yeah,
anymore.
I don't think I would.
But, like I
Find
said, I am learning. Let's see, Mom, do you have a work in progress to show? Did you bring some knitting? Surely you brought something.
I brought something, but I just brought that hat with me that I just frogged, that I'm going to start all over.
Is it in here?
Yeah.
You want to show your frogged hat?
This is a kit that I purchased at the DFW Fiber Festival 2 years ago. 2 years ago, because last year we bought the second set of it.
Right.
Anyway, got this cute little bag.
I haven't started. I have this kit, but I haven't even started mine. She's knit it once and frogged it and
I knit it and I
again.
didn't like it, and so I'm going to do something different with it now. I don't know if I have a picture of if the hat's a picture on the pattern. Oh, it is. Okay.
Well, it's the chart. I don't know if it's a picture of the hat. Oh yeah, there
Here
we
it
go.
is. So this is the hat. It's a beanie with the state of Texas on it, and like I think there's 3 of them actually around the hat. Then you've got a little pin to put like wherever
Tossed
you
it in there.
Yeah,
I saw it.
Yeah, so this little pin here, little heart, you can sew on like where you live in Texas. So like I live in Central Texas. So this one up here was placed theoretically in the Dallas area because of the DFW, but I live down by Austin. So mine's going to be down more in the central part of Texas. So I knit this like the pattern said. I don't do much color work. I did it like the pattern said with the help of a little bit of some YouTube tutorials. And I finished it, and it looked fine, but it was not stretchy at all. And I read that color work is not always stretchy because you carry your yarn all the way around. And I just didn't like the way it looked. I couldn't wear it. So
She didn't like the way it fit. It looked fine. But
it looked fine. I couldn't wear it. It wouldn't stretch. It was too small. It barely fit on my styrofoam head thing when I was blocking it. So I frogged it all last night. And I am going to redo this. And I've used duplicate stitch knitting before. So I'm just going to knit one big blue solid beanie. And then using the chart, I'm going to go in and duplicate stitch the states around it.
And now that she's figured all that out, when I ever get around to making mine, I think I'll do the same thing because I don't do a lot of color work either. It's just color work is double layered fabric, and where we live in Texas, I almost never want double layered anything, even hats.
And I noticed this is what I frogged because it has the blue, but I have this much left over that's never been used.
That's funny that it made it blue just from
being
the blocking.
Interweave. I guess so.
Maybe I'll pre-wash my blue yarn.
I don't know what happened to my. Here's the blue, and so the blue is, like you said, I had quite a bit left over of each color.
Yeah, you should have plenty.
So I should have plenty, and then the needle are mine, but it came with these little State of Texas stopper things. Those are cute. So that's going to be a work in progress.
That's what you're going to work on this weekend if my kids give you a minute?
If I have a minute to work on something.
Mom is teenage sitting. I don't have babies. She's teenager sitting.
I don't even know what I'm keeping the boys from,
killing each other.
Killing each other primarily, probably.
And making sure that they eat something besides
junk.
Ramen.
Ramen besides ramen.
You need something besides ramen while we're gone.
And then, of course, if somebody does need to go somewhere.
Yeah, I have an 18-year-old and he can drive, but I'm just not comfortable leaving him in charge of his brothers for 2 days.
I mean, Asher is a very, very capable young man. I am so proud of him. But honestly, I think he does a good job just taking care of himself.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with him.
That's probably true of most 18-year-old boys. I don't know.
Yeah.
Katie's my oldest, and she took care of herself and her 3 younger siblings from the time she was like in the 5th grade. But that was exceptional.
I just, they're brothers. They get into fights. I just thought it might be a good idea for there to be what I call a real adult. I've decided 18-year-olds are not real adults.
Gave me a reason to take a few days off work and come hang out with the grandsons.
So they're excited to have her too.
Yeah.
So, all right. So
at home I have that drops design.
Yes. She has other things at home, but she didn't bring them.
And I have Asher's cardigan in progress at home too that I'll get finished for him by Christmas next year. But
good. Yeah, he keeps asking me when his platypus socks are going to be done.
Oh my goodness.
I haven't started those.
The cobbler's children have no shoes.
Well, the problem with the platypus socks was when I bought the pattern, I couldn't read it. And I guess I was thinking I could knit it toe up on the sock machine and then just hand knit the cuff. That's the cute fish part, and then hand knit the little pieces that make it an animal. But the pattern is written cuff down.
Oh.
And so it's not a matter of just sitting with the sock machine and making a sock and then adding. I'm going to have to...
It's meant to be hand knit.
Yeah, I'm either going to have to hand knit the cuff and then hang it onto the sock machine and try to knit. Theoretically, that could be done, but I've never done it, and I'm not sure how to do it. And instead of doing anything, I've just been sitting here thinking about it for 3 years. So, eventually I might have, when I have the brain space to solve how I exactly want to do it, I definitely am not knitting 6 pairs of men's size socks by hand. That's not happening. I don't want to. I don't mind knitting socks by hand. I knit many, many socks by hand, but I'd rather spend my hand knitting time knitting something else. I like being able to knit my socks on the sock machine. So that's not an option, which means I'm going to have to figure out some other alternative. The way the cuffs are in those patterns, they're like little mouths, and I can't think of a easy way to reverse the way they're done.
Are these those like the whole set? There's a whole different.
Yeah, there's a whole little set of alligator and snake and I bought yarn for all my family to make animal socks, not to wear in your shoes because they have arms and legs, but like to wear around the house. And then I didn't ever make them.
All right. Well, you still have a project,
right? So anyway, I have one more whip I want to show. I took a class at the Mineola League of the Arts on card weaving. And so this is my first attempt at card weaving. So I am doing the backstrap version. So I tie this belt around my middle, hang this end on a hook, and create tension by standing back away from the hook. And then I do the weaving, and you create your shed with these cards, and you get a pattern that tells you how to string your warp with different colors, and it makes all these cool designs. And this is a learning thing, so there's lots of mistakes in this first one. But this second one that started way down here, I don't know if you can see it at the bottom of the screen. This one has fewer mistakes. But I wanted to show this off because I'm loving this so much. I ordered an inkle loom. Huh. The woman that taught the class, her husband makes handmade inkle looms out of reclaimed wood. Again, I love this. So I have a loom coming. She said it will take about 5 or 6 weeks, but that's fine. But yeah. So if my floor loom weaving isn't enough, I'm going to do this too.
My goodness, what will she do in the meantime?
I don't know. Do you think I could find something to keep myself busy while I wait for that inkle loom to get made? You should have seen the look on my husband's face when I told him I was going to buy another loom. He was like, what? You don't have a place to put the loom you have. It's at your friend's house. I was like, this loom is about this wide and about this tall and about that thick, or I guess long, tall, and wide. Anyway, it'll be a little easier to store. I can slide it under my bed when it's not in use. But yeah, I really enjoy doing that a lot.
Okay.
I really like weaving, and I love my 2-shaft floor loom, but I like being able to make patterns as well, which are a little bit harder to do on a 2-shaft counterbalance loom.
Right.
But I could do all kinds of patterns on the inkle loom. Now, granted, you're never going to get more than a couple of inches wide of a strap, and they're not stretchy. It's not...
but it makes great, like you said, bag handles, hat bands. I'm seeing it, even a headband, you can wrap around and tie in the back.
You could. I can't wear headbands because I don't have a back to my head. Don't know what happened there, but there's literally, like where everyone else has a bump back here, I ain't got that. So everything just goes boop. I'm like a flat-headed person.
I don't know.
But yeah, it's fun, and I enjoy the weaving. And so I took that class with my friend Jennifer, and we had a lot of fun together. She likes the weaving too, although I don't think she ordered a loom, but I think she's going to continue doing it. Like, you could do it without the loom.
Right,
like with that funny setup I just showed you, which is thread, a belt, and a deck of cards, I can weave anything I want just about. I just like to have the loom because I can put the work on it and it's a little easier.
What kind of thread do you use?
That is crochet thread, like size 10 and 20.
Oh, okay.
So you can use that. You can use DMC thread, which is great because I used to cross stitch when my boys were little, and I haven't done it in years.
And you still have all that stuff?
I have a lot of the DMC thread and several hoops. I mean, it doesn't take up that much space.
I know. No telling what I did with all my stash that I had with that.
One of the things I cross stitched way back then.
That's kind of what started my whole handcraft project. Was when Katie was little, I cross stitched.
Do you want to grab that? It's right there.
Oh, it sure is.
Beep, give us just a second.
Okay, so I first started doing handcraft items when, I think right after Katie was born. I sewed. So I sewed all her nursery stuff, curtains, quilts, the whole thing. And then I started doing cross stitch. So I got this little kit somewhere, I don't know where I got it at, and I cross stitched this little alphabet sampler. And of course, what does it say? Oh, now I've learned my ABCs. Won't you come and play with me? And of course, I put her name right there. And so then I went off on cross stitch for a long time.
You taught me to cross stitch when I was little.
Yeah.
Like 8, 9 years old. I made that strawberry for you for Christmas. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that's right.
But when my boys were little, I cross stitched. My first son, my husband's aunt cross stitched us like a birth announcement, and she did not do it for the other 3, so I made ones for my other 3.
And that's actually real cross stitch. This was more like it was just a piece of muslin that you stamped the outline on. But then I did move on to getting the counted cloth and the cross stitch cloth and actually more complicated type things. But yeah.
So this was my second son's. I have my first son's up there that my husband's aunt did, and I have Joseph's, and I have Judah's. Judah's birth date is wrong on his.
What date is on his?
I don't remember. One of them has got the wrong date. Let's see.
Oh my goodness.
April 25th, 2011. That's correct.
Judah's is April 30th,
2013. I wrote 2014.
Oh.
So I would pull it down off the wall to show you, but I don't know if I can reach it. So Judah's is wrong. He was my fourth
goodness.
kid, you guys. My brains were not totally braining at that
Bill.
point. I was pregnant while I was doing it, and then I left the date off until after he was born. And then after he was born, I went back and put the date on there. Apparently, I didn't know what year it was. But I don't do cross stitch anymore, but I have a lot of DMC thread left over, and so that's what I'm going to use to make
Yeah, I don't do cross stitch anymore either.
some more of that kind of stuff. So it's also, I don't know, I just like it. But yeah, this was the one I could reach easiest. That's why you saw this one. And they were all different. They all were, like, Judah's was pretty big. Levi's was pretty big. Joey's was really pretty small. And I don't know why. Just that's the pattern I found at the time. I didn't make any of them up. I got little kits. And I like cross-stitching. What I don't like about cross-stitching is what do you do with it when you're done?
Yeah, other than, stretch it across something and frame it.
I did make, when I was pregnant with Asher, I made 4 little, like, quilt square-sized cross-stitches with Winnie the Pooh characters on them. And the pastor of our church at the time, his wife took them and sewed them into a baby quilt for Asher.
Oh, my goodness.
Which I still have somewhere. Yeah. So that was really, really sweet. But I do not sew, and I sure don't quilt. I tried that once. I love quilters. They're the nicest people. Speaking of, anyway, moving on. Acquisitions. I have already showed you guys that I was the lucky Woolly Wednesday winner from Ladybird Love's channel last month, and I did a whole bonus-ode where I unboxed my very cool UK recycled and reclaimed yarn. So I'm not going to show you all that, because if you want to see that, just go watch the bonus-ode. But I did acquire that, and I've acquired a couple of other things. We did have... I met a quilter just like last week who had popped into the League of the Arts. I don't know exactly what she was doing, if she was touring it. She's like a heavy-duty quilter that works in the Dallas area. She's like the leader of one of the guilds or something. Okay. I'm sorry I'm not representing her as well because I don't remember everything she said, but she's a hardcore quilter. And somebody had given her a warping board. And she was like, but I don't weave. And they were like, you'll figure out something to do with it. So she came up to the league and was telling me about it. And I was like, well, are you just wanting to get rid of it? She's like, yeah, I just want to give it to someone who will use it. It was given to me. She's like, do you know someone? I was like, me? Yeah, me? I don't have a warping board, and I have a loom, and I have access to warping boards. And I told her that. I can use the one at the league. My friend Regina is very generous with hers. She lets me use her warping board whenever I want. But I would love to have my own so that if I'm home and I want to warp something, I can. And so she just met me at the highway and gave me a beautiful, big, little man warping board.
Okay.
So I didn't bring it to show you. It's just a warping board. It's a wooden frame with pegs. But
I have
it was
no idea
very
what
nice
that is. But I'm excited for her.
So I love quilters. They're the nicest people. But I don't want to quilt. I love quilts.
It takes too long to make a quilt.
Well, honestly.
Unless you sew it on the machine. And then it kind of is not like quilting. That's just like sewing squares together, putting some batting in there, and putting the back on it.
I think it still I still think it's considered quilting. I think quilters still feel like they quilted it. I just don't enjoy sewing that much. If I'm going to sew something, it's almost always because I need to. It's not my idea of just recreation. Yeah, so like I sewed these hems on this towel, and that's the first time I've had my sewing machine out in over 2 years probably. It's just not my favorite activity. If I need something sewn, I'll sew, but I just don't want to. I'd rather knit a quilt or crochet a quilt or weave a quilt than sew one. No matter by hand or on a machine. Doesn't matter. All right, so what else did we have in the acquisition department? I went over my Ladybird Loves, and I went over my your warping board. So, I did go to the East Texas Fiber Festival this past Friday, and I'm so dumb. I told my husband, I was like, I took out some money to buy, but I really don't think I'll be buying much because I don't need anything. I'm not looking for anything. I spent every penny I took with me. And $1 of Antonia's. So who am I kidding? But it was a nice idea. So the first thing I got, I was eyeballing these at the DFW Fiber Festival last year, and I didn't buy it. And they had one in the mustard. The Rogue Skein had it. And I looked at it, and I told Antonia, I was looking at those last year, and I wanted one, and I didn't buy it. And so I'm like, let's just walk around. Like, let's look at the whole shop, do all of our shopping, and if I still really want it, we'll see about going back and getting it.
And if it's still there. That's right. Because I made a mistake of wanting something one year, and when I decided to get it, it was all
They were out. So I thought, if I still want it after we've seen the whole show, and if it's still there, then it must be meant to me. So
Then Providence.
it was still there, and I still wanted it. So I bought it. This is a Delicue. It's called the Crafter's Tote. I actually don't plan to use it as a project bag. It's my purse. Like I have a lot of purses, but I like to switch through them periodically. So I'm using it as a purse, but it is got this handy little scissor thing in it that's really kind of fun. Let's see if I can get it out of here. So it comes with this little scissors. It's waxed canvas.
Oh, is this netting?
And yeah, it's like see-through.
Some kind of, yeah.
Kind of like my pink and orange ones that I bought for my birthday, that James gave me for my birthday a couple years ago. It's the same maker, the same kind of thing.
That's pretty cool, yeah.
But it comes with, it had the little scissors, and it also came with like a needle and a project notebook and a couple of little things like that. But it's the big canvas tote with the big shoulder strap, and then it has this little extra bag in it. And I'm just going to use it as my purse for now. And when I switch it out purses, if I want to put a project in it, I might do that too. Oh, and this was the dollar I stole from my friend Antonia. This little duck stitch marker that I had to have that somebody was selling. And I just didn't have a dollar.
I don't know what I did. Speaking of acquisitions and purses, well, I don't know where my cell phone's at, but I decided I needed to downsize. So I bought a cell phone case that has a wallet attached to it. And all I need is my driver's license and my debit card. And so
I have that too. If I want to just grab.
I'm trying to get away from carrying heavy bags. It's hard, but now I just throw it in the car, and if I run into the store, and I've learned to use Apple Pay. Apple Pay is so cool. I just have to put my phone there. And
yeah, I have a little wallet with my car key, so if I just want to grab my ID and my money, I can, but
now, of course, to use Apple Pay, you have to have money in your bank account still, but
what is up with that?
I don't know. I thought, you mean Apple's gonna pay for this? No.
That's not how it works.
But I feel naked now when I go to the store, and all I have is my cell phone and my car keys.
Yeah, I would feel a little naked too.
But it's kind of nice.
So I bought that bag at the East Texas Fiber Festival, and then I also did buy some yarn, because realistically,
how can you not buy yarn at a fiber festival?
This is what I bought. Isn't that lovely?
Now, I was looking at that. Are those different hanks?
Yes. So it is 5 50-gram hanks of DK weight yarn. So it's 250 grams. It's from Uta Yarn, which I've worked with their stuff before, and I love the colors. Their yarn. I did too. I was like, can I do this? They were all like, yes, you can. I was like, I got to check, because I have a bad habit of
hold that up to your face again. Those are just your colors.
Yay.
I mean, it complements your complexion and everything. Those are definitely, you're a fall. You're definitely a fall.
So I bought this bundle because my friend that was with me, Antonia, she also bought a bundle, because we are going to do another buddy project. And then our friend Jennifer Isher also bought a bundle. And then I was telling some of the other women in our knitting group, if you guys want to do it, you don't have to buy this yarn. You just need 5 colors, 50 grams of each color in DK weight yarn, and you can do that. We'll all do the project together. But her colors are a little different. Hers made me think of a watermelon. There's like a bright pink and different shades of green. And I don't remember what colors Jennifer Isher bought. She showed it to me, but I have slept since then.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
So at first, when she was first wanting to do it, I was like, oh, I'll just use stash yarn, because I have stash yarn. But then when I looked at the pattern and realized it was DK weight, I'm like, actually, almost all my DK weight yarn, I have like tiny scraps left over. I've used up. And what few things I had scraps for, I made into scrappy squares for Joe's blanket. So I was like, well, no, if it's DK weight yarn, I guess I just have to buy new yarn. So
I'll just have to dig through my stash. I'm sure I've got.
Yeah. If you don't, maybe we'll find something in April when we're in Dallas. But anyway, so that was the only yarn I bought.
Right, I forgot about that almost.
Don't forget about that.
Don't worry, it's on my calendar.
All right, and you have an acquisition.
I do. I buy a lot of things from Expression Fiber Arts, which is a online yarn shop in North Carolina. And this is Shandi, that is
She's the dyer.
She's the dyer. And she always has some exquisite yarns and exquisite patterns. And I can't remember, that might have been a Free Pattern Friday pattern that came across. And I like to wear things like this. It's just a little cover-up, long cardigan type, loose, flowy jacket. And it looks fun to wear in the summertime. Like, she's just got like jeans and a white tank top on, and then that jacket. And so I just bought the set of yarn to go with it to make it. And so this is called Seashell Hughes. I'm a beach girl. I love the beach. And I can see this wearing it
really
on the
good
beach.
with your hair.
Thank you. And this is pearlescent fingering. It's 50% superwash merino wool and 50% mulberry silk. And I haven't obviously even caked it or anything yet, so I don't have a swatch, but I'm sure it's going to feel absolutely marvelous.
I'm sure it is too.
And then this is it's a drop stitch pattern, which I've done a drop stitch pattern shawl before.
That's where you knit it and you let it run all the way down?
Yeah, you have to just trust the pattern because you're going to drop stitches. But then that's what makes these, you guys probably can't see it, but that's what makes those elongated
the
stitches
little
there. Yeah,
wide horizontal bars.
Anyway, that's my acquisition that I'm going to work on because I'm tired of doing blankets. And so
How many have you done?
I've done 2 blanket of knowledge because I did the squares the very first year.
Right.
And then I did the stripe one.
Right.
And then I've done, the whole month of January, I knit Salem, her,
Oh, that's right. You
replacement.
You replaced the Nini.
Her replacement Mimi.
So I don't know if I told you about this, but I had made a baby blanket for my niece when she was born, and that little girl loved it till there was a giant hole in it. And then my sister called and asked if I'd make another one. And normally I would have, but I just didn't have time. So then I turned to the Nana and said, here's the pattern and the yarn I used. Do you think you could replace the Nini? And she did.
So I did. So I spent all of January doing that. And of course it was like a cabled Tree of Life pattern.
I'll put a picture of it in here. Yeah, go big or go home.
But I got it to her, and Becca sent me a video of her when she got it, and she was so excited. She calls it her black Mimi. She calls Remy's blanket the white Mimi.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, it's not black.
She's 3 years old. She'll be 4 in August. And she comes home from wherever she's at. I was just out there a couple of weeks ago. The first thing she does when she gets home, literally, is strips naked and wraps herself up in that Mimi.
In her Nini. And then she crawls in your lap and wants you to hold her in her Nini for a little bit.
Yeah, so fortunately we're potty trained now. So
that's not quite as risky as it used to be.
But the girl does. She comes home, she's like, I get naked. And she proceeds to take all her clothes off and wraps up in that blanket.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of clothes. And then you're working on Denise's blanket.
Right. My friend in Dallas it's been 2 years ago probably now, asked me to knit her a blanket or an Afghan, she was calling them Afghans, using the colors of the tabernacle, that when God gave Moses the instructions for all the tapestries and building of the temple. And so it was going to be scarlet, royal blue, purple, and gold.
And we have some examples
Yeah,
of that.
we have some examples. This is not the yarn I ended up using. I started with this yarn. I didn't like the way it felt as it formed into a blanket. But it's these colors, using the scarlet, the purple, the royal blue, and the gold. And so I have borrowed from what I've learned in making blanket of knowledge strip blankets. And this, I have made one in the stripes, or the strips. And I've got the gold as the border and the border between the colors. I'm not doing extra stitches. I'm just doing seed stitch.
All through.
But it's what's made it interesting is each stripe is a different, or each strip is a different pattern. So I'm really happy with it, and it's large. Her husband is 6 feet tall, and she wanted something that would cover him up and that he wouldn't poke his toes through. So it's all a solid knit pattern. There's no lace or anything with any holes in it, and it will fit on top of my queen size bed. So
nice.
Yeah.
Do you have a picture of it?
Not yet.
Okay.
Because
y'all will have to wait.
I'm finishing up the last strip, and then I will finish up the top border. And since it's just acrylic yarn, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it.
I just wash it, put it in the dryer.
Yeah, I mean the yarn I'm using says it's machine washable and
I'd wash
dryable.
it on gentle and dry it on low or medium. And don't dry it till it's hot. Dry it till it's just not damp.
Yeah.
And then shake it out and maybe run the rolly thingy over it because it'll pill and fluff in the dryer. And then it'll be good to go.
I thought of just doing it in the washer and then just laying it out.
You could do that
on the bed to let it
just might take a long time for that acrylic to dry.
Yeah.
But if you're not in a hurry, that works.
I mean, I told her I'd have it done by her anniversary in July.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm well ahead of
schedule.
Yeah. But she lost her daughter in December, and that's what made me prompt just to finish it quicker and get it to her.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, her daughter is my age, more or less.
37. She was David's age.
younger than
Yeah,
me.
a little younger. But and it's. I mean, I can't even imagine what that's like. And so I'm just trying to get it finished. So give her something that to be joyful about.
To remind her that she's loved.
Right.
And since Mom decided not to use this yarn, I got to inherit it. That's why it's here. I was like, I actually have a project I was wanting to do something with, and I know exactly what to do with it. She's like, you can have it. So I think that happened last time you were here. I got to inherit yarn you bought that you decided not to use for my arcal.
Yeah. It just was too soft. It didn't have enough body in it.
Well, and I'm going to crochet with it, so that should solve that problem.
Yeah.
Because crochet is just by nature.
And
stiffer.
I love this woman to death. I've known her for 30 years, I think we figured out. But I just couldn't afford to buy $35 hanks of yarn to make another $500 blanket. So I went with the acrylic, and I like it.
You know, I use all kinds. I use acrylic for some things. I use wool for some things. I mean, by all means, buy the nicest yarn you can afford because you're going to work with it and handle it for hours and hours and hours. Mm-hmm. So I like really, this is acrylic, but this is very soft. It's pleasant
very soft,
to work with.
Yes.
But there's a place for all different kinds of yarn.
There is.
So I work with a lot of acrylic and a lot of wool. I don't work with as much, and I work with a fair amount of cotton and linen. I don't use a lot of silk or stuff like that just because it's expensive mainly, and I can't afford it. So
yeah, I mean that is wool, a wool mulberry silk blend, and I'm sure I spent $120 or so for that kit. But
yep.
But I'm looking forward to the project, and it's something I will use.
Yeah. All right, so what's Loomin? We got a lot of things coming up. If you are a Read and Crochet Along participant, the next arcal is going to come out, I believe, Friday, April 17th. I've already done all of my granny squares, and I'm in the middle of the last book for the 6 books that we read. So if you want to hop in with that, I think the last part was part 5, and that one is on my channel, so you can hunt it down and find it. Part 6 will come out on Kathleen Fuller's channel, so you'll check her channel out to find that. And I won't show my blocks on here because I show them on the arcal, so you'll have to wait and see them there. And then in June, when part 7 comes out, I'm actually designing all of the granny squares for part 7, so that will be fun.
Okay.
My first foray into crochet design. And it's interesting. It's a whole different process for me compared to how I think through knit designs, which is very interesting. Not that I'm a prolific designer by any stretch of the imagination, but
everybody starts somewhere.
True. If you are local to East Texas, the Singing Women of Texas East chapter will have our last concert on April, I wrote it down because 12th, on Sunday, April 12th in Longview. So I can't think of the name of the church off the top of my head, but I'll either put it on the screen or in the description box down below. So if you'd like to come hear us sing, we have grown. We have about 45 members now. We never did memorize our music this first year, but mainly because we have so many new members joining every month because we're new.
Hard.
It would have looked funny anyway to have only 5 people with their music. So our goal for next year will be to get the whole choir to memorize their music.
We do. I sing in the Singing Women of Texas Central chapter. Our last concert is at First Baptist Church Killeen in Killeen, Texas on April 19th.
So there you go.
Our concert starts at 6 p.m. So if you're in the Central Texas area and want to come here, our group is in its 19th year. We'll be celebrating our 20th year next year. I have not sung in it that long, but we're in our 19th year, and we have about 70 women in our group.
Oh, yeah. Y'all are big.
So, and we range in ages from 30 to 90.
We
Ella turned 90 this year.
Probably have a similar age range. I've never asked everyone how old they are, but I know we have women as young as they've got babies, a year old, to women who I'm sure are...
we've got
a little more experience than that.
We've got a couple of mother-daughter combos in our group. But
I have some women in my group who have relatives that sing.
In my group?
In your group. Yeah, because they're always like, my cousin or my mom or whoever sat next to your mom. That's so much fun.
Oh, wow. But it is such a blessing to be a part of this group. So, yeah, if you want to hear some good choral music, and I listened, your husband recorded your last concert and
he must have
sent it to me.
He recorded a concert. It couldn't have been our last one.
I don't know when it was, but he sent it to me, and you guys sound really good.
Thanks.
Yeah.
We sang this last month. We sang at a local nursing home, and so it wasn't really open to the public. That's why I didn't announce it for everybody. But the folks at the nursing home, that was one of the most fun concerts I've ever sung in my life. For one thing, it's a very intimate setting. Only about 15 of us were actually able to be there. So it was more ensemble feel. You had the director right up close to you. We were right up close to the people we were singing to. And the folks at the assisted care, it's like an assisted living. I don't think nursing home is really the right word. But the people, the residents there were all so appreciative and so sweet. And we've been invited to come back. And it was
We do a
fun.
couple of concerts like that a year. But anyway, I was going to say that to tell you that we try to have our music memorized by, we have a retreat in August where we get all our new music. We spend 2 days like power learning music. We come home with CDs with our parts on it. And so
we didn't have that.
Yeah, so like we've been around a while. So we try to have our music memorized by Christmas. And then every concert after Christmas theoretically should be folder free. There are 2 songs in our repertoire this year that I have really struggled with. If My People, I have sung before in a different arrangement on a different part.
That's hard.
So that's what keeps me kind of, I know all the words. I'm not used to singing second soprano on it in this arrangement. And then the other one is the blood song, the one that I think we're both
Thank
our
you,
groups.
Jesus, for the blood.
Thank you, Jesus, for the blood.
That's the one that I probably know best.
I am having a hard time remembering all the words. It's just remembering all the words.
Yeah.
I'm old. I used to be able to learn a song.
There are people older than you, so I don't know if you can use it.
I know, but it's still fun. It's a beautiful song, and
Yeah, it is.
something we share in common. So.
Yep. Maybe one day we'll live close enough to be in the same chapter. That would be fun.
That would be fun.
But not this day. But anyway, so that's coming up. So Longview on April, 12th? I think at 6 p.m. also, and I can't remember the church, but I'll put it somewhere. If you are local to East Texas, and Killeen on April 19th
at 6 p.m.
6, and I'll put her church in the information too. So if you're in either place and you want to go hear some good singing, you can do that. And then let's see, DFW Yarn Crawl is going to be April 17th through the 26th, I believe, or the full dates of the entire crawl. And we are going to do the
18th.
Dallas Hand Knitters Guild bus version tour. Like, you can pay to go on the party bus, and they'll take you around.
We're doing the southern.
Yeah, so it's split over 2 Saturdays. So the first half is the 18th, and we're going to do that together. Those are the southern 6 shops, I think.
I think so.
And then the 25th, the bus tour will cover the northern 7. So I'm going to be on both days, but you're only coming on the 18th.
Right. I have to work the other day.
So if you are, again, local to North Texas, you should definitely do the crawl. And if you would like to do the bus tour part of it, then you can go to the Dallas Hand Knitters Guild web page and you can buy a ticket for that. I think they still have tickets last time I looked. But that's going to be fun because you don't have to drive. And so you can knit and chat and visit the whole trip.
And you bring a lunch, right?
Yes, you bring your own lunch. I don't think there's going to be like a lunch break. It said to bring something.
Just bring a cooler with stuff in it. Yeah.
Yeah, bring your own snacks and get ready to sit and knit and travel. That's going to be hard because I'm going to have a budget, and that's a lot of yarn shops, and I do not have nearly as big a budget as I have yarn shops to visit. So
yeah, I have that problem as well.
I'll have to be careful. But that's okay. I'm excited about that. That is coming up. Easter, I'm hoping you guys will see this before Easter. It'll be out before Easter. So happy Easter. Easter Resurrection Sunday will be April 5th. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
I have one more fun thing upcoming. So I have done Vlogmas 2 years now. The first year, I did it just sort of, I read through Luke. I didn't read Luke to you, but I came back and talked about just my thoughts on the reading that chapter of Luke for the day. Then last year, I did Son of God, Son of Man, 25 devotions on the Incarnation. That was written by one of the pastors at our church, and I read that to you guys, and I enjoyed doing that. And I have got permission from one of my favorite preachers, Gabe Hughes. He has written a book called 25 Christmas Myths, and he has given me permission to read that for this year. So even though it's way far in advance, I'm so excited about it. I'm going to tell you about it anyway. But that's what I am going to do for Vlogmas this year. I will read 25 Christmas Myths.
By Pastor Gabe Hughes.
Gabe Hughes. Yeah. So that'll be exciting. I am I'll say this here, and maybe it will make me actually do it. I'm also tentatively planning to design my own Advent shawl or scarf for this year. And the idea is to make it very simple so that you can knit your Advent and listen to the reading of the Christmas myth book at the same time. So it won't be a complicated pattern. It will be very, very simple. But the idea is you can listen to the chapter on what myth we're covering that day and work on your Advent shawl at the same time. And of course, you don't have to do my pattern. If you have a different Advent pattern you want to do, that's totally fine. I'm just going to design mine specifically to be very mindless, so you're not having to pay it too much attention, so you can listen to the book.
And we're kind of doing something fun with that. We are giving each other Advent calendar kits that we are putting together from our own yarn stashes.
Yeah, from our own scraps. I actually have yours done.
I know, and I have actually got what is going to be in yours set aside and in a bag now.
Okay, cool.
I have chosen the yarn.
Yep, I have yours all ready to go. It's I put in a few little goodies on some days too, just because I wanted to.
Because she loves me.
I love you. And so yours is literally all totally done and ready to go. And I did 10 grams for you, but I think you said you were doing 20 for me.
Yes, I thought
right?
I'd go ahead and do 20 so that way
she got less yarn, but she got goodies. So
well, and I just wanted to do a smaller project.
You had mentioned that you liked the 10 gram project.
Yeah,
so I figured if you get going with it and you decide that you want to make a bigger version, you have more stash. You could add
to
it's a scrappy project any way you look at it. So
that should be kind of fun. I figure we would probably maybe exchange these around your birthday.
Okay, mine's ready to go whenever.
Because we need them for December 1st.
Yes.
So I'm planning to have yours all put together by your birthday.
Okay, that's fair enough. So that's exciting. So last year what we did was we made our own Advent calendars out of our own scraps.
Yes.
And that was fun too. But I told her, I was like, we should make them again this year, but swap so that we're going to be surprised. Because even though you clearly noticed if you watched Vlogmas last year, I couldn't remember what I put in my own Advent calendar from day to day. So it was a surprise regardless. But I did recognize the yarn. Like when I pulled it out, I'm like, oh yes, I used this yarn in blah, blah, blah. So this time it was more of a surprise because I don't know what all her scraps are. And
no, she does not.
And I don't know if she knows all mine or not. I show you guys a lot, so she might. But
and when you see it purchased new in a hank,
it's very different.
It's very different when you know. And plus, I'm her mother. I don't remember.
And I don't know if I can't remember if I wound them all into cakes for you or if some are in little hanks. Some of them might need to be wound. I don't remember what I did.
That's fine.
So if you pull one out and it's in a little hank.
With 10 grams, I can use my Nasta penny.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You have a little, your little doodad. I can make butterfly hanks, but 10 grams is kind of pushing how much I can get on my hand. I don't have a Nasta penny. Go figure. There's something I don't have. I don't want one either. I watched her try to learn to wind yarn on that thing, and I thought, I don't think I need
I haven't done it in a while, so I'm sure I'm going to have to watch a video and practice. But
all right, so that's everything that is coming up. I think I do plan to get eventually the last installment of Created to Be Weaving with Beatrix out so that you can see the final end of that project. But like I said from the beginning with that project, this is me struggling along in very real time. The reason there's not a video is I haven't done anything with it since the last video. So, but eventually that will get done too. I don't think there's anything else coming up in April.
No. April, May. Of course, Asher's graduation.
Asher graduates in May, but I should do another vlog before then. I told you guys he just got into Houston Christian University. We've been calling him the pigeon, and I said it's evolution. The pigeon will become a husky. It's the only kind of evolution I can really buy into.
That's a stretch, yeah.
Pigeon to husky.
And then I have a step granddaughter who's graduating this year as well. So we'll have her graduation in May, and she's going to be going to Texas Women's University,
which is my alma mater.
But I have no idea what she's majoring in. So.
I went to their nursing school, though, which is really different because it's nowhere near the main campus. The only time I ever went to the main campus was to graduate.
Graduation. And then I figured it out, and I will have a high school graduation to go to for the next 7 or 8 years.
Seriously? So next year's Levi. But Levi might not, he'll graduate high school, but he's saying he doesn't want to do...
Oh, we'll see.
He doesn't want to do graduation. He doesn't want to walk and...
Our introvert.
Yeah. So he may not I mean, we might just have a party at home. We do have a senior Sunday at church. It's not a huge deal, but they do have like a lunch for the family. So maybe he'll do that at least.
So then the next year is Jackson.
And then Joe. And Joe will walk, I'm sure.
And then Jace.
And then Judah.
And then Judah. And then there's a little break between Judah and Nolan.
Yeah, there's a break.
And then it all starts in again with Nolan, Haley, Remy and Ozzy, Salem and Nash.
Yes. And I have Audrey and Ethan in there. Audrey's the same age as Remy, I think, and Ethan's the same age as
Audrey in kindergarten?
Audrey's she might be in first grade.
That's the same age as Haley.
They're close.
Yeah.
I have two. My husband's sister's kids are right in there. Like I was making one year, I made one of those giant tree blankets for our pastor's kid, for one of Becca's kids, and for James's sister. And I did them back to back, like 3 banged out in a. It was rough, and I told them all, y'all need to space these kids out a little bit.
And then in 4 years or 5 years, our college graduations will start coinciding with the high school graduations.
Well, that's a big assumption because kids don't just go to college and graduate in 4 years now like they used to.
That's true.
So we'll see. I mean, I did it that way, but
you sure did.
Most of the people I went to high school with took more than 4 years.
Well, a lot of kids now are getting out of high school with already associate degrees.
That's true too, with like half their college already done. My kids, they have some college credits, but nothing close to an associate's degree.
Anyway, large families are busy families, and I highly recommend them.
Yeah, definitely. Go for it. Have lots of babies.
That's right. I'm a labor and delivery nurse. I still need job security for a few more years.
I just like babies. But yeah, so that's enough to be going on I think in April. So that is everything. I don't think I've missed anything. What's in here? We didn't talk about anything in here.
That's my dog's
dog
food.
Treats. You don't want to see that. I covered. Oh, Mama, the shareable.
Oh, the shareable. Yeah.
I almost forgot to share, and we have a shareable for you guys. If you've made it this long, you've probably been wondering, because I did make a little announcement on my YouTube community page. So if you guys are not familiar with YouTube community pages, that's a thing I've just recently kind of gotten into really paying attention to. But it's really fun. It's like a little Facebook stream or an Instagram stream just for your YouTube channel, on your YouTube channel. But because I'm not really certain if this video is going to go right out on the first like it should, or if it will be delayed, I wanted to tell people we have a shareable this month. So it's been a few months since I've had one, but I'm excited to show off what we have for you guys. And this is, I don't know if it's really my 1,000 subscriber shareable. It could be. I've been at 1,000 subscribers consistently for several months, so thank you guys so much for that. That was a fun milestone. And I will probably do another shareable in June for our anniversary because I had talked about combining them. But we just had some things to give away, so we decided to do one now in April. So what I have to share with you is this is some of my yarn from the UK that I got when I won the Woolly Wednesdays from Ladybird Loves. It was so much yarn, I decided I needed to share it. So this is Soft Twist double knit yarn. So it's 100% acrylic, and I believe all of this yarn has either been reclaimed or recycled or something to that effect.
Well, it's 90% acrylic and 10% merino wool.
Oh, there you go. I can't see. I didn't wear my glasses. You're right, it is. So it's a wool and acrylic blend.
And this color is called Damson.
Yeah.
It's an interesting name.
I don't know what that's from. But it was a pretty purple, and I thought this was a nice... It feels nice, like it would be nice to work with.
Yeah, it does feel nice.
So I am going to give my lucky duck. This will be one of the things that you will win. And then Mom also threw in some yarn for you guys.
And it was coincidentally in the same color scheme.
Yes, we did not plan that. But hers is fingering weight. This is DK weight. This is fingering weight.
Is it fingering? I couldn't remember if it was sport or fingering.
Well, it might be sport. It's 383 yards at 100 grams. So either a heavy fingering or sport. That's probably more accurate. Fingering is usually about 400 yards per 100 grams. But this is a linen, merino wool, and Pima cotton blend. And so I've got 2 of these to give away.
Yeah, this will feel lovely too.
And then I have been collecting just a few fun things to give away with my 1,000 subscriber thank you giveaway. And so I will show you, they are knitting adjacent, we'll say. The first thing is this beautiful handmade wire bracelet that is knit. The wire is like knit into an I-cord. So
yeah.
I bought one for myself from the Mineola League of the Arts. Mine is blue. And then I bought one to share with you guys. Because, yes, it's lovely. I like to wear mine. I wore it last night, in fact. So there's a bracelet. And then I also bought this watercolor card. It was hand painted by Christine from Mineola League of the Arts. And it says, "We love because he first loved us," 1 John 4:19. And it's just a little note card with an envelope. But she hand painted this herself. Clearly, I was having fun buying things. And then this other thing is it's just a notebook. But the cover of the notebook is hand quilted with recycled things. So you see the Cuties wrapper on it. And then it's got a pocket here in the front where you can stick stuff, and there's a pocket in the back. And it's just a quilted, like a book cover. It has just a notebook in it.
Journal
as a journal or project notes if you want. And then, of course, when you fill it up, you can just take it's just one of those
Is it like a composition
notebook? Yeah, you can take the notebook out and put a new one in. But I just thought that was so cute. And this is also handmade by the Quilting Guild at Mineola League of the Arts. And to keep it all contained, I decided to give away my bag from the East Texas Fiber Festival yesterday that I went to, or Friday. So just a bag to put it in. So this is our shareable for one lucky duck. I will announce the winner of this shareable in the May 1st video. So you will find out who is the lucky duck in May. And if you would like to be the lucky duck that gets to enjoy this shareable, then what you will need to do is comment on this video, because I will select the lucky duck from the comments of this video. So I don't care what you say. You can say hello.
Keep it nice.
Yeah, be nice. That would be preferable. But you don't have to answer any specific question. You don't have to use a code word. If you comment, you'll automatically be considered to receive the shareable. And I will mail it to anyone, including overseas. So
all right.
Sometimes I don't do that because it can get to be quite expensive. Yeah. But this time, since I haven't had a giveaway in so long, and I do have some viewers from across the pond, so to speak. So I will go ahead and ship this to anywhere that I can ship it. If you live somewhere that shipping doesn't go, I can't do anything about that.
Antarctica?
But, yeah. I don't know. With the what shall we call it? The conflict that's currently going on in Iran that might affect my ability to ship things some places. So if that is you, I sincerely apologize. But assuming I can ship it to you, I will ship it to you. So this giveaway is open to anyone and everyone that is interested in winning this shareable. And I'm so grateful I have things to share with you. So thank you for your donation.
Yeah, you're welcome.
To the cause.
Glad I could contribute.
Appreciate that. And I look forward to seeing you guys in May. I'll try to remember when I get out of my surgery to post on my YouTube channel in my communities tab, that, hey, I'm still alive. I don't have any reason to believe that I won't be alive, but nobody knows how long they'll live or what day or hour they'll go.
This is true.
That could be any day or any hour for anybody. But I'll try to just drop in and say, hey, I'm fine, just in case anybody is wondering. I've got lots of good friends who are already lined up to bring us meals, and my mom is here to make sure my kids are kidding or not, as the case may be.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. Do you want to pray? I always like it when you pray.
Sure, I'll be happy to. Father God, we come before you now just so grateful that you are God and that there is none like you, creator of heaven and earth and sea and all that is in them, that you're sovereign, Lord, and that you are King of kings and Lord of lords. And we just thank you for the opportunities that you give us to be together, to enjoy the company of my daughter, and to co-host this vlog with her, Father. It's really fun. I have a good time. I thank you, Lord, for all that she does as far as being a mother and a wife and a daughter and a teacher, and the joy that she brings to those who enjoy watching her with her crafts. I pray, Father, that you will just be with her tomorrow as she undergoes the surgery. I pray for the physicians and the nurses and the scrub techs and anesthesia and just everything involved, that you will just be over all of it, and we know that your will be done. Thank you now for this week as we enter the Holy Week, Father, as we remember how you sent your Son for a propitiation for our sins, Father, how he was crucified but that it didn't end there, Lord, that even though he was buried, he rose again on the third day, conquering death
Amen.
and having victory over the grave. And for that, we are eternally grateful. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.